Andrea, I'm reading here about the keto diet. Have you heard of this? It says here if we cut out all of our carbohydrates, we will lose a ton of fat. That's it. I'm going on it.
You love pizza too much.
Hey Andrea, like I'm just reading about this paleo diet. It says if you eat like a caveman, you'll just lose a whole bunch of fat.
You know cavemen didn't have bacon, right?
Hey Andrea, I'm reading about this vegan diet. It says if you eat nothing but plants, you lose a whole bunch of fat. Hey Andrea, I'm reading about this carnivore diet. It says if you eat nothing but meat, you lose a whole bunch of fat. Okay, now I'm reading about this medical medium guy, and he says if I drink nothing but celery juice, I'll lose a whole lot of fat. Plus, it'll help me get rid of my stubborn psoriasis.
You don't have psoriasis.
The Beverly Hills diet, cabbage soup diet, the grapefruit diet, Subway diet. I mean, it works for that guy, right? The Mediterranean diet, the cookie diet. Huh? Eating cookies? Atkins diet. Huh? 1990s, the raw diet. I ain't gonna cook nothing. What about like a low-fat diet, low-protein diet, low-sodium diet, low-electrolytes diet, the omnivore diet? Weight Watchers? What about like a ovo-vegetarian diet? Whole-30 diet. Jenny Craig, baby. Jenny Craig. Have you heard of the Mayo Clinic? The Biggest Loser diet. Is it really a diet? I don't care. Look how much fat these guys lose. That was a huge list of diets. Now some of them are rather questionable, and others are actually not too bad. But for us, the word diet really isn't in our vocabulary. For us, it's really more of a healthy lifestyle and a healthy nutrition plan where every day is kind of like this is just how we eat. It's not a diet per se. Exactly.
For us, it's all about being sustainable and eating in a way that we can continue to eat for the rest of our lives. Some of these diets, you're just not going to be able to eat that way. I'm not going to have cabbage soup every day for the rest of my life.
Or like a potato for, I mean, but the thing is some of these diets, they work for other people. Like there was that magician on Penn and Teller, whatever. He started with the potato diet or just eating potatoes or whatever for like a month or a couple weeks. He ended up losing like 100 pounds.
Yeah, but it's not something you can carry on.
Yeah, so I guess I would say like the bottom line is you have to find what works for you. So for us, what we do, or at least I'll just say what I do.
Cool.
So for me, I do a combination of intermittent fasting where I usually just don't eat breakfast. And then at lunchtime, I'll usually have a workout, and then I'll eat lunch. And then when I come home from work, I'll eat supper. And usually my meals comprise of a vegetable and a protein. So I'll have like chicken with, you know, a bunch of just different vegetables or whatever. And same thing at supper time. So it's just kind of a protein mixed in with vegetables. And that's pretty much what I stick to. It's not like it's a specific diet per se. I'm not trying to restrict what I eat. Like every once in a while, if I feel like making myself a little smaller, healthier pita kind of thing, I'll do that. Or if I feel like having a sandwich, I'll have a sandwich, right? Like it's not like I'm no carbs whatsoever all the time, or you know, it's just eating healthy, I guess you can say, and eating things that make sense for me and what works for me, and something that I know that I can keep up with, and then that'll be sustainable for me.
And I think for me, it's just I stick to a few basic principles. Like I also do intermittent fasting, because all science is back there, and I'm a science girl. But also it's like no processed junk. No processed junk. Everything as whole grain, vegetables, and fruits as I can, and that's basically it.
And that's the thing. And if you're just starting out, I mean, if you stick with the basics and stay away from the junk food, stay away from the processed food, and just try to get as many vegetables in as you can, even try to get as many fruits as you can. Even there's some diets out there that are like, fruits are so bad for you because all the carbs. Like,
no.
You're eating blueberries and strawberries and raspberries. Fruits are not bad for you, right? If you want to get more specific into details and into the weeds of like all your macros, and if you're training for competitions or whatever, right? Then maybe you can get a little bit more into the details. But I mean, if you're just starting out, just eat sensibly and try to cut out things that are processed, you know. And as much as it does suck, things like breads and pastas, you wanna limit those as well too. I mean, they're not the worst thing in the world, but they're also not the best thing either, right? So really, I guess you find what works for you, right? That's the biggest thing, and find what's gonna help you stick to it, right? Because that's at the end of the day, you want to stick with it. And for me, if you've seen past like the previous videos where I did the 365-day fitness, and I was doing really well, but then something happened and then I fell off the wagon completely, and the way I was doing things wasn't sustainable. Along with what I was doing for fitness wasn't sustainable, but also what I was doing with eating wasn't sustainable as well too. So this way is, I mean, so far obviously it's only been like a month and a little bit, but it's working well for me, and I feel like I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like it's going to be something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait till I lose all the weight that I want to lose, and then I'm gonna go back. I can eat whatever I want, right? No, it's like this is. I like what I eat, and I feel good after I eat, and I don't feel like I have any cravings or whatever. Yeah. All right, so now is the time where we talk about our stats and how we did this past week. And would you like to kick us off?
Yes, because last week I had a 0 week. So, but this week, so I started at 105.8 and I went down to 104.4. So
1.4
yeah.
minus.
Yep.
Minus 1.4.
Yep.
Sorry, did I confuse you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry. And waist?
And waist, I was down 1/2 inch to 26 inches. So
nice.
I feel pretty proud this week.
You should be. That is excellent.
What about you?
And for me, I started, I think, I can't remember where I started, but I ended up at 188.2. Nice. And everything for me seems to almost always end in 0.2. It's really kind of strange. So anyways, that's a total of 3 pounds lost last week, which is pretty good. And 0.4 centimeters off of my waist, so 99.5 centimeters. Of course, is my main goal of getting that waist as thin as possible. So that one's going slowly. Slow but steady. Slowly down. Slowly but steady. Yeah. So I think that puts me over a little over 20 pounds lost in this past. I'm gonna calculate. Maybe I'll throw up on screen like how long it took me to lose my first 20 pounds. So that might be kind of interesting. Anyways, that's it. Yeah. Anything else? No. Thanks to you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. Hope everything is going well with your journey. Yeah. And for us, back at it, and we'll see you back here for another video on
Wednesday.
All right, see you then. Hey Andrea, I'm reading about this medical medium guy, and he says if I just drink a lot of cellulose,
celery juice.